Hey everybody, it's Michael from Tambo, and I wanted to show you how to use our MCP template that we're really excited about. Really easy to get set up. Let's just go ahead and do it. So first we're going to use the npm create Tambo app command, which will go ahead and get the template for you. It will tell you a few options. We're going to use the MCP Tambo template. It's going to download everything, install the dependencies, and then tell us what the next step is. All right, now that that's set up, it's really straightforward. Next step is we'll just cd into our Tambo directory, and then we're going to run npx tambo init. All right, so this is where you could select your project, create a new project. I have an existing one, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new API key. Now I just paste that key here. All right, everything is initialized, so next step would just be npm run dev. So once it's running, you'll come to this page, and everything should be ready to go. Tambo's initialized. Next step would be to configure our MCP server. I went ahead and did that really quick, but you would just grab your MCP server URL that you want to use. In our demo, I've been using the Brave search example from smithery.ai, so that should work for you too. But we'll go ahead to the chat and check it out. All right, let's test this out. I'm going to run a query that's finding data in Wikipedia about population data over time and then turning it into a graph. So it's going to call the Brave search API to get some values, and then it's going to generate a graph based on the data that got returned. And so in this case, it's starting from AD and then going up until around today, I guess 2020. So now that we know this is working, I want to show you a little bit of the code so you understand what's happening under the hood. All right, so the best place to start is the actual chat page, and you can see that we have the Tambo provider, which is providing all of the hooks for the chat experience, as well as the hooks for the components, which I can show you in a minute, to pass the state between the LLM and the component itself. So in this case, we're using also our MCP provider, which passes the MCP tools to the LLM, or the tools that the LLM can call, and then returns a client side and makes all the API calls from there. And then we also have this message thread component, which is using Tambo hooks on the back end to make the requests to the LLM, manage the message history, and generate the component based on the response from the LLM. So I wanted to show the registry of UX components. I think this is a really helpful thing to think about. So this is the graph that I was showing before, and we're just registering a standard graph component. It can be used just like any other React component, but because we've also registered a schema for it, we can pass that to the LLM, and the LLM can return the values that it needs to render that component. And you can add as many components as you want here, and Tambo will use LLMs to decide which component to render based on the response it's getting. And the MCP provider just makes it really easy to set up an MCP provider. So if you want, go ahead and get this set up. If you have any trouble, please join our Discord or feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to help you use this. We're really excited about MCP and generative UI and how to enable that for our developers. Super excited. Thanks everybody for watching.